everybody? It's the Rob from Kiss 106 here with my tag team partner in podcasting, the genetic jackhammer, Jerry Valeri. Good morning, Jer.
Kofi, 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 Kofi. Whoops. Whoops.
Look at Jerry. Hey, bud.
There it is. They did the old switcheroo on us for WrestleMania.
Hey, by the way, I got a new wrestling shirt myself.
I see the Money in the Bank shirt. I like it.
Read closer.
Oh, not Money in the Bank, my friend. Monster in the Bank.
So I forgot to point this out a week or two ago. I was wearing a new Goldberg shirt.
Did you buy another $500 worth of $2 shirt?
Brittany picked me up a few for Christmas.
I love it.
I haven't had a chance to wear them because it's been cold. I'm usually wearing long sleeves, but it's been kind of nice temperatures here in Evansville. So I busted out a new one. This is my Monster in the Bank, baby. Braun Strowman.
Love it. Love it.
So, and you're looking smooth over there too, Jer.
Thank you, Santa Steve. Again, KO Mania 3. On the road to KO Mania 4 as of last night.
I did not see that one coming.
I didn't either, at all. At all. But I've been hearing that Kevin Owens and Daniel Bryan were slated, like Kevin Owens could maybe be the opponent for Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. And I feel like they just saw the heat machine that's happening with Kofi right now and just how over he is with the crowd. Kind of like, it's ironic because it's against Daniel Bryan. And this is like, he's got like Daniel Bryan type energy from WrestleManias ago when he ended up winning the championship and people were just going crazy for Kofi. So it looks like they switched him. I mean, the good news is Kofi's getting his Mania match. That's what I saw last night anyways.
I don't know what I saw last night.
The bad news is they're doing the same exact angle that they're doing with Becky Lynch.
I'm trying to figure out what you mean by that. I don't agree with that part.
It feels like almost exactly the same thing, almost like they're setting up a bigger angle that no one even sees yet, because Vince McMahon literally did the same thing to Becky that he just did to Kofi. He said, nah, I don't like you in that main event. We're pulling you out. We're going to put this person in. He did it in a different way, but it's the same thing. Vince took the main event at Mania or a main event at FastLane and said, I'm changing it.
Okay, so, here's where I'm going to disagree, because
they're the same, doesn't it?
Well, but from just from a calling an audible standpoint, but they call audibles all the time.
But this is like Vince coming out and calling the audible. I feel like
I see. Okay.
Vince came out and literally came out with the mic and took it from Becky, and he did the same thing to Kofi. I feel like they're setting up a we got to take Dad down situation with Trips and Steph and Shane. Like, I feel like it's
so weird. My big thing is, like, Vince is obviously being over the top heel. We're familiar with this. I thought Triple H and Stephanie were supposed to be heels.
Triple H is a face as of Monday night.
Well, even last week he was kind of being a babyface when he called up the NXT guys, but I thought these guys were like the Becky Lynch heat magnets.
I don't know what's going on. Like, it's very confusing, and there's not a lot of continuity. And this is all on the heels of the December announcement that we're not going to have any more authority figures because they hear what we're saying.
Did they say no more authority figures?
Yeah, they said I'd have to look at a transcript, but Triple H said something about like no more authority. We understand what you want now. So what they did was they quadrupled down. They took Steph as an authority figure, and they said, well, Triple H is one too, and then Shane is going to be one now, and then we're going to bring Vince out. I'm waiting for Linda. This is the 90s all over again.
I'm waiting for Linda. I like that. So I'm really curious as to your take on SmackDown. And the reason I'm curious as to what you thought about it is because, well, I know how much you like Kevin Owens.
Oh, yeah.
And then there was also the rest of the show.
I'm torn about the Kevin Owens thing because I want Kofi to have his moment. I wanted KO to come back. So I'm getting everything that I want, but in a weird way. I don't know. Kevin Owens coming back now just means he's not going to beat Daniel Bryan. And I don't know. Like, I'm torn. Like, it's nice to have Kevin Owens back. It's been since October since I've seen my favorite wrestler.
Okay.
And he's as good as he's been. You know, he was good last night. He looked great in the ring. I thought that match was fun.
Let me reword my question. What did you think of last night's broadcast? Did you enjoy it? Not enjoy it? What would you say was your thoughts?
I liked it. I thought SmackDown moved along pretty okay. I thought, ironically, one of the more useless moments on the entire show was Charlotte. And like Charlotte, Becky, and Ronda is the one feud that I'm looking forward to most with KO Mania coming up. And I thought Charlotte's promo was pointless.
Yeah, I guess they just didn't want us to forget about it. And yeah, I don't even remember what she said, to be honest with you.
But I liked it. You know, the Aleister Black stuff, Ricochet, that business. It was, I don't know. I thought it was a pretty good show. The main event I thought was a weird pairing, and it didn't really pay anything off at the end.
Yeah, the main events felt really unnecessary.
And it went a minute over, so I wonder if they just didn't get home soon enough or whatever the heck happened. But
yeah, I'm not sure.
So it wasn't as good as Raw, for sure.
Yeah, I would give the win to Raw, but SmackDown wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad. They're telling stories.
I feel like the way they did the Kevin Owens return, I don't think we needed those weird vignettes leading up to it, unless that I heard it may lead up to some sort of character change for Kevin. The way it was just, well, the way I read about it was as like the opposite of Mr. Perfect. But I didn't get that vibe last night, I guess. So I don't know.
I had heard something different and I liked it, but I didn't get that vibe last night either. I heard that he was going to go up against Daniel Bryan as a big fan of consumerism, you know. And if you look back at all the vignettes, he was at a bowling alley, and then he was at the movies and giving his kid $20, and big fan of consumerism. Kevin Owens going to take on Daniel Bryan, but that's not what I got last night either. And this doesn't do Kevin Owens any favors as far as him being a face. I heard they wanted to bring him back as a baby face. That's not going to happen.
I prefer him as a heel.
He's better. Almost everybody's better as a heel.
Oh, that's not true.
Oh my God. I love heels the most.
Well,
they're always my favorite.
Yeah. Oh, maybe that is true. I don't know. A good baby face is important. I don't know.
Bret Hart. Do you like him more as a baby face or a heel?
Easy.
Truthfully.
Easy. Baby face.
Really? Mm-hmm. I love the old Hart Foundation Canada.
I did too.
I mean, he was a baby face, but only when he was north of the border.
Yeah, first of all, that was a relatively short period of time. That went from WrestleMania 13 to Survivor Series 97. So you're looking at not even 6 months.
That was some of my favorite Bret Hart, though.
Oh, it was great. But to me, he was a much better babyface. My opinion. That might be, people might disagree with me there, but you can't compare that 6-month period to me with the previous, decade or whatever it was of just being an awesome babyface. Being
the best babyface. I can give you that one. All my other favorites I preferred as heels, with the exception of Mick Foley, although I really liked him more as a heel, I think, too.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of, boy, this is a good kind of thing to think about. I like, let's see. I thought that, well, maybe not. I was going to say Hogan.
Hogan was best as a heel, I think.
Okay. What about, here's one. What about Ultimate Warrior? Did he even have a heel run?
I don't think he ever had a heel run. If he did, it was very forgettable in WCW.
Sting was a better babyface than a heel.
Sting was a better babyface. Ric Flair's a better heel. Triple H is a better heel. I think Chris Jericho's a better heel.
Okay. I'll try to think of some more names that I preferred as a babyface.
What about Kurt Angle? Kurt Angle as a face is pretty great.
Yeah. Uh-huh. You know what? I bet you people can get behind this. Austin, better babyface than heel. Austin, when asked about his biggest regret in his career, his biggest regret was turning heel at WrestleMania 17.
Yeah. Although what's interesting about Austin's face run is, as a face, Austin was acting like a lot of heels.
Sure, yeah, but he was definitely being booked as a babyface. They were writing him to be the guy who moves merchandise and stuff like that.
Absolutely, and then they moved him. Then they made him a hard left turn to heel time.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're going to disagree with me on this one, I'm going to argue it because he was a better babyface. He was a better
babyface. He was. No, I'm not going to argue with the Austin babyface, but I'm also going to argue that he acted like a heel the whole time. We just loved it.
I guess, but I mean, if you compare him to Vince, who was his foil, Vince was clearly the heel.
Also, Vince McMahon, better as a heel.
Trying to think of other. This might be a fun thing to do at another time, but do you want to talk about more that happened on SmackDown?
Yeah, I'm interested to hear what you think, because for me, SmackDown was like the first segment was SmackDown, and then the rest of it was like a pretty decent show. Did you have other opinions?
Well, something happened that made me really happy.
Okay.
It may have just been a little thing to some people, but to me, it signaled. I really feel like maybe we have the deleted Matt Hardy behind us, the broken, woken Matt Hardy behind us.
How did I forget that? How did I forget the Hardy Boys reunion?
Guys, I really wanted to like Broken Woken. I gave it my best shot. I know that a lot of people who are fans of the indies were saying this is some of the best stuff in wrestling. Guys, I tried my hardest, but I hated everything about it. I just hated it.
It turned out that the only thing he broke was Bray Wyatt.
I would just rather see Matt and Jeff team up. I don't need the delete chant. I don't need the weird laughing promos. Guys, that's all it was.
They were still doing delete last night.
That's the audience. What was Matt doing it?
Matt was doing it, and then Jeff was doing it at the end.
Okay, well, okay. I'll also say this. Before he went woken, he was doing that too. I can deal with this, but I don't want the I hated it.
Remember when it was just him doing that, and then it would cut to Bray Wyatt, who was doing his version, and then cut back, and I was like, oh my God, what are they doing? They're just masturbating.
I didn't. Oh man, you just went and said it. I'm surprised you didn't use some sort of, Brother Nero took a, whatever, he was the cutter of lawns to a field of corn dogs or whatever.
To a field of beef.
But I don't want Broken Woken again. I really want to like it. I know this is probably going to upset some people. I mean, keep in mind, most of what I know about the Broken character was in WWE. I don't know if anyone's going to argue that it was a flop in WWE, but let's just chalk it up as a loss and get back to the Hardy Boys.
Yeah, let's move away from it and just do what they do. Just be the Hardy Boys.
So that made me happy. I'm trying to think of who they even wrestled last night. It wasn't the Bar, was it?
It was the Bar. It was the Bar. And I had heard before that the Bar was supposed to do Ciampa and Gargano, and they weren't on the show. They didn't do anything either night.
No, not this week at all. And Ricochet and Aleister Black worked double duty this week.
Looks like they're working them as a tag team, and they look pretty good. But notice that both matches end with a fade to black. They both ended with a black mass or whatever the hell it's called.
I thought last night was those two their worst showing of the 4 times that they've wrestled. Also, a criticism of Aleister Black, even though he's really over for me. I like him a lot. That thing where he does the backflip and then sits, that shouldn't be an every match thing.
I feel that way about a lot of things. I feel that way about Rey Mysterio 619. I feel like it just, the opportunity to do those unique things shouldn't present themselves every match, because they wouldn't really.
The 619 I'm kind of cool with because it's his finish.
619!
But I don't know, something about him doing that backflip into the sit, it's cool, but I feel like it should be a bit more special.
I think he's just trying to show his business.
Maybe.
I mean, he looks at Sanity. He's like, I don't know if I'm ever getting on TV again. I don't know what's going to happen. I better do my flip.
Who did they wrestle? Why can't I remember who Ricochet and I've got a run sheet in front of me, but I should just be able, I thought it was the Bar, but then you told me the Bar wrestled the Hardys.
They did. Rusev and Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh, right. But I thought they hated each other.
They do. That's their angle.
Okay.
And then they just jobbed out, and that was the end of that. What'd you think of that triple threat? I like R-Truth as U.S. champ, pal.
Yeah, I'm unopposed.
Because you know what I like is, you know what I love? I love his John Cena stuff, his John Cena bit. I think that's great.
Being a little kid growing up watching Cena.
What Cena, and then he did Cena's movesets. He's like, what would John Cena do? And I want him to hold that U.S. title all the way until WrestleMania. And I want him to have a U.S. Open challenge, and I want John Cena to come out and wrestle him.
Here's my question. Does R-Truth continue to do a John Cena parody? Or does R-Truth parody a different U.S. champion every week?
That would be a lot of fun, but I'd rather see it just be John Cena and then build to a match with John Cena. Because what else is John Cena doing? Don't crowbar him into something stupid. Have him do something with R-Truth.
Boy, you know what, Jerry? You've said crazier things on this show. You've said crazier.
I mean, listen, John Cena doesn't have a match. Give him a match. Give him a match with R-Truth. He would give R-Truth a heck of a rub. Although I think R-Truth is older than John Cena, actually.
I'm sure he is. I will. Here, you look up R-Truth. I'll look up John Cena.
By the way, I'm interested to see how old R-Truth is because
I think he's older than you think.
That dude is in the best shape of anyone on that roster.
He's in great shape. Absolutely.
Oh, he looks great.
All right, John Cena is 41.
Holy smokes, R-Truth. Ron Killings is 47. 47. He's only 2 years younger than Goldust. Holy shnikes.
Boy, you know what? You just brought up an interesting point, though. So the regulars, Triple H has a path to Mania with Batista.
Mm-hmm.
I think Shane has a path to WrestleMania with Miz. Undertaker and Cena, though, I don't know what their plans are.
R-Truth is only 13 years younger than Arn Anderson.
I don't know if you even heard what I said, but at least you came back with something good.
No, I heard exactly what you said. You said that everyone has like all the mainstays have a path to Mania, but you don't know about Cena. And you're right.
And Taker.
That's why and Taker. I don't think Taker's going to do Mania.
Really?
Here's my ready for another hot take. I don't think it's a hot take though. Because I read it that he's retired. He's scheduling. He's booking like talking appearances right now. Vince is upset because he's doing something at StarCast, which is loosely affiliated with AEW, even though they're not really, but they kind of are. Uh-huh. I don't think Taker gets a Mania match. He may show up at Mania, but he's not going to have a match.
Wow. Do I agree with that? I'm going to say I disagree, but that is an interesting take.
2019, the first year in how many years that we don't get an Undertaker match at Mania? It's going to happen.
Wow, Valeri.
There it is.
It's not crazy.
I don't think it's crazy. And you're going to have John. So here's Mania 2019. You're going to have a women main event, and they should. You're going to have Batista and Triple H. You're going to have Cena and R-Truth. Taker won't be there.
Cena and R-Truth. Imagine last year someone watching this episode. It's funny because remember last year we had those 3 disagreements about Taker? It was will he wrestle? Will it be
American
Badass? And will it be in the first half or last half of the show? And I got them all right and you got them all wrong. Whatever it was.
Right, sure. Yeah.
Now it's just, is he going to be there? And I think he wrestles.
Be there or wrestle? I think he may be there, but I don't think he wrestles.
I'm going with wrestles.
I wouldn't be 100% shocked if we don't find out that he gets inducted into the Hall of Fame.
All right, so I thought the question this episode was going to be, was Bret Hart better as a heel or a babyface? I think the question today for the universe is, does Taker wrestle at Mania? I'll stick by my gun since I am the Undertaker aficionado. And I'm going to say, yes, we see Taker have a match at Mania. Jerry says no. 2019.
I'm going to do the throat thing with the thumbs down. No.
I haven't even thought about a WrestleMania without The Undertaker since like WrestleMania 2000.
And the sub question to that is, how great is the John Cena R-Truth match at Mania going to be? And they're both doing the same move sets.
God, Jerry, pal, I have to tell you, you're throwing bombs today, pal. I'm loving this.
That'd be awesome. And then Carmella, and then Corey Graves comes out and guest referees it, and Carmella sleeps with everybody in the ring.
I'm going to take you one step further. Here, I'll say, if R-Truth does the Cena parody next week, I'm on board. I think it will be Cena.
I'm on board, and I actually hope that that's going to happen. Can we book this, please? Give him a story. Let it be Cena. What's it going to hurt?
Jared, I'm with you.
That's
I'm with you.
Good. And Andrade and Ray clearly are headed for, hopefully, a great match at Mania.
That would be awesome. By the way, do you know who Cena's original plan for Mania was?
Lars Sullivan, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I heard Lars Sullivan was actually also going to be in the place where Rowan is now.
I told you that.
Sure. I don't know where I don't know where I get this information, but it just comes in.
Don't
and
plagiarize from me.
No, but I didn't plagiarize. I said kidding. I heard.
I'm not being too sensitive today.
Do you believe this?
What?
It says Arn Anderson's only 60 years old. I have a hard time believing that.
It could be. Well, that would mean
Tully Blanchard's 65 years old.
I can believe that. I mean, I'm sure it's not wrong.
60. He doesn't look great for 60, man.
Oh, you thought he was younger than 60?
Arn Anderson, I thought, was older than Ric Flair.
Yeah, I thought he'd be older than 60.
I thought he'd be way older than 60. He does not look good for 60.
60, and I can believe 60.
Lex Luger is 60. He doesn't look good for 30.
Oh, I don't want to beat up on Lex. I don't know.
You don't want to come off sounding like a narcissist?
I'm going bald at 35, so I'm not going to be like, yeah, he looks terrible. Meanwhile, he could destroy me.
Spine buster out of nowhere.
I heard this morning, Maddie was, it's a conversation we had off the air. I don't want to get into it, but she was making fun of what somebody was eating for lunch yesterday. And I'm thinking to myself, I had the same thing for lunch yesterday. I can't make fun. Take Arn Anderson at 35. Take me at 35. Take Lex Luger at 35. Take me at 35. Who am I to make fun?
Let's see. Arn Anderson, age 35. Let's see what he looked like at age 35.
Well, we know. I mean, what 25 years ago would have been 1994.
God damn, he has the same head at every age, but just a different body type. Like, he's just in better shape. 35-year-old Arn Anderson has the same head as he does at 60. And I bet if you looked at his, kindergarten photos...
He just looks the same.
It's the same Arn Anderson head, going kind of bald, making that look.
By the way, give me 2.5 years, I'm going to look like Arn Anderson. As soon as I get my mustache to connect to my beard, I'm going to be AA.
Give me 9 years and I'm going to look like Lex Luger. Here we go.
9 years, I'm going to look like Yokozuna does now.
He's dead, isn't he?
Yes.
Oh, there it is. That's...
I'm just being honest. I mean, I
was never so surprised when I found out that Yokozuna wasn't Japanese.
Did I tell you that too?
Yes, I think you might have.
That was a tough.
No, it was in a documentary, one of those documentaries when they're talking about the Inouye family or whatever.
On the Wise,
and they're going through the lineage, and they're talking about, and they were like, and Yokozuna, and I was like, what do you mean? Yokozuna's Japanese.
That's racist. They don't all look the same.
What?
So, I had one more thing I want to talk to you about.
Let's do it. This is the place to do it.
What about HTM, the Honky Tonk Man, going into the Hall of Fame? Your thoughts?
He's a honky tonk man. He's a honky tonk. I always dug the honky tonk man in a way that was like, I hated his guts. I mean, that was when I watched wrestling and believed. I was like Brock Lesnar fighting Finn Balor. I believed. And so I hated honky tonk man. He was such a jerk. He'd come out singing, doing his thing, and he was hitting people with guitars. The only person that hated honky tonk man more than me was Jake the Snake Roberts.
For that guitar shot?
Yeah, he hates his guys for that.
Yeah, it's so crazy to think that Jake the Snake Roberts would be a totally normal, sober man without that honky tonk man guitar shot.
Sure, absolutely. Never would have cheated on his wife or anything.
Nope, he'd have been just a totally happy guy.
I think honky tonk man going in makes total sense.
Hey, you know what? I also want to take another. By the way, yeah, I think that he's totally deserving and should be in there.
Have you heard the Hart Foundation might go into?
I heard that they're now not going in. It was going to be. Go ahead.
I don't want them going in the same year as DX.
That's the thing. It came down. They're the group induction. It probably would have been nice, with Jim passing away this year, but
they already have a group and they already have a dead person in said group, so they don't need to do two groups with dead people.
That's Steiner math right there, pal.
33 and a third chance.
So I'm curious if anyone. What?
Steiner math. I love wrestling. I love wrestling. I love that we have our own language.
That's the
I love
thing.
that other nerds understand it.
Right.
You say Steiner math, I yell 33 and a third, and everybody saw it like that makes sense.
Everybody knows exactly what we're talking about.
Yes.
That's why I love doing this.
I love wrestling.
By the way, I know you're aware, and I'm assuming everyone else knows too, WWE on their way back to the Ford Center on May 5th. Of course, your standing invitation is always there, Jer.
I'm excited about that. I don't think I'll be able to because that's like during the school year, but I always appreciate the open invitation.
Out here, people are like, what are you talking about? That's May.
You guys are done in school in May?
Oh, yeah, they are. It's crazy to me.
Oh, June 18th is the last day of school here.
That was the day I graduated, June 18th.
It's ridiculous.
By the way, that's because they go back they go back in August. Well,
so do we.
Well, they go back a month earlier. It all evens out. I'd rather have the Pennsylvania schedule personally, but
plus we have a spring break. That's nice.
So I'm curious if they have a spring break here too. I'm still trying to get this out. Curious if anyone watching this has ever done DDP yoga.
I have.
You have?
I have. Do
you have the DVDs or whatever?
I don't. I have them illegally burned on my computer, but they're great.
Okay. Well, I'm considering trying it because, you know how I have my back problem?
Yeah.
I bought this thing just on a whim called a yoga wheel. And it's like a wheel that I kind of like rock on my back. Mm-hmm. So I kind of have like a bridge going on where my head's on the ground and my feet are on the ground. But when I'm done with it, my back feels great. And
I'm a huge believer in DDP yoga. I just got away from it because I do other things that work out for the day. But I'm telling you, it's yoga without being super intense right away. And it's DDP. It kind of works. It made me more flexible.
I'm wondering if that would maybe continue because I've been doing this for probably 2 months now, and I don't feel great by any means, but I notice an immediate significant difference when I stretch my back with this yoga wheel. So I'm wondering, I guess, so Jerry obviously gives it an endorsement. Has anyone else done it? What do you think? And 2, does anyone have it where I can borrow it? I hate to be that guy, but I'll give it back. I'm trustworthy, right?
Pal. We'll get you all set up. Okay.
Okay. All right. That's what if Jerry tells me I can take it to the bank.
We'll get you all set up. I get a discount. Okay. Forget what I said earlier, and I'll lend you mine.
Thanks, pal.
Happy birthday, Norman Smiley, by the way.
All right, I'm just going to play the music and continue this conversation off the air. So yeah, lots of questions today. Hey, tell us about Bret Hart, better as a heel or a babyface. Tell us about Undertaker at WrestleMania. Will it happen or will it not happen? Tell us about DDP yoga. Have you done it? Does it work? What do you think? We have all sorts of questions. Awesome stuff today, Jer. Thank you.
Don't forget the most important question. How awesome is R-Truth versus Cena going to be at WrestleMania?
We got lots of feedback we need today, guys. Get to it. Thanks so much for watching. And Jerry won't be back for another week, but I'll probably get Travis in here next week or something.
But when I do come back, I'll be replacing Kofi Kingston. So watch your ass.
We'll see you next week.